Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Two Puerto Ricans and a Black Girl. Today's girl talk, I said the other ones were hot. This is a hot one. It's all about open relationships. Before we get started, let's introduce ourselves. I am the Dope Widow.
Hi guys, I am the Love Guru.
Hey guys, I'm the Lifestyle Diva, Mimi, and welcome to this episode.
Woohoo!
How you ladies doing today?
Good.
Good. So, I always have a question. And it's just really like a statement almost like, so how do you guys feel about people having open relationships and inviting other people into their relationships? Oh, you look like you got a feeling over there.
I saw her face change real quick.
My face is like, Dope Widow, do we want to start with you?
I have to say that leaves like a real bad taste in my mouth. I am not open to open relationships at all. I'm very selfish in my relationships. I want you all to myself. As a matter of fact, what did I put here? I am monogamous. That's how you say the word, right? Monogamous?
Yes.
Right.
My little Spanish accent. And I'm all about just that individual. All my energy goes to that individual. All the energy has to go to me. I don't have time to put energy into you, put energy into Tom, Dick, and Harry. Nobody got time for that. And I don't really do that whole, I don't know. I'm just, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm selfish. You gotta be all mine, or you gotta.
Peace, deuces.
Yeah,
Love Guru, I know you got something to say about this.
I'm going to side with Gigi. I'm going to side with the Dope Widow. I am definitely that selfish lover, that selfish woman. And I just think it's a lack of respect. You're for me and I'm for you. I just can't see my person because ultimately that man that you're with is going to be your person. So I can't see my person interested in anybody else or wanting to be touched by anyone else. Mm-hmm. The fact that we share the interest in each other, there's a sense of intimacy that goes along with that. And I can't allow anyone to jeopardize that in my relationship. So I'm really not too keen on open relationships. It's not my cup of tea.
I agree 100% with both of you guys. I think bringing someone else into your relationship opens the door up for trouble. Any way you look at it, anytime I've seen or heard people talk about open relationships, when they invited someone else in, I've never seen a good ending to it. It's always, even if that's something that they saying, we've come to a common agreement that this is what it still never seems to work out. Somebody's feelings get hurt. Somebody went too far in the agreement that they had within the confines of an open relationship. And, it's just like an entanglement. So, let me read, because not to get too much into that, but that was an open relationship where they had an understanding that they were doing this and this person was doing this. So I just wanted to read
what
entanglement really, what it means.
Say that,
I'm sorry.
Although they did have an understanding, and it's been very open to the public how open they are. But it also occurred during a time where they were separated. So, it wasn't like she or he invited someone else into the relationship. If we're talking about entanglement, I just wanted to clarify that it happened during a period of time where they were separated, where they said, like he said, I was done with you. Quoting his words. That's what he said. I was done with you. So I don't know if that's the choice of words that she
Right.
picked, but I don't know if I would call it an entanglement.
I think that entanglement just gave her an out not to say, to escape what it really was. It was her not really wanting to take the onus of that you were in a relationship with somebody else. So she used the word entanglement. The fact that they were separated, I mean, that's true. They were two grown people that said they were done with each other, but in that separation, they still were married. You know what I mean? So
No,
it's different.
right.
It's different when somebody is not married and they say, "Oh, we do now. We let's see what's out there." But they were still married. So anybody that gets involved with somebody, I feel, is my opinion, that's separated, but they're still legally married. You have to know in your head that at any moment that person can go back to their partner.
Yeah.
You have to know that, because if they're not legally, if they haven't divorced that person, it's still some tie there. So
yeah, there's a possibility.
It's
Absolutely.
a possibility. So, you know, I don't want to sound mean, but when people's feeling, when you get hurt in that time, if they go back to their partner, it's like, you know that this person was still married to this person, you know, and you chose to involve yourself in a relationship with somebody and fall in love with them while they were still married to somebody else. So I don't know. What you guys think? Oh, you like,
I don't know. This topic is like really, really heavy.
Yeah.
I do agree because they weren't together.
Mm-hmm.
That they had their own understanding, right? And so I guess in their head, they probably was like, look, we're on our way to divorce. I'm going to do me. You're going to do you. We really don't know everything that's happening, right? Because they're being transparent, and they don't need to, because that's their business, right? They don't have to share a little bit of what they're sharing. But yeah, there's always like that. So I'm going to kind of go against what you're saying, because even though they're married, sometimes there's a possibility of going back, sometimes there's not. Like, I know people who've been separated for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They just never go through the whole divorce and live out their lives.
But that's not fair to the person who you're seeing now, because that means that I'm not getting the opportunity to ever have you wholly or be married to you, because you're still married to this person. I had a situation where that happened to me. You know, like I'm dating this person, we're going, and then a few years in, find out that this person is still married. Like, I didn't ask for that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a whole nother, scenario that I didn't know. That in that case, I didn't know. But I'm just saying, like, that's not fair I feel, to the other person. They're never going to be able to be given the opportunity. And you know what? I'm not taking their side anyway, because that's their choice. They know that. But it's still like, okay, but they're never going to be able to marry you 20 years. You're going 10, 20 years. Like, why are you not getting divorced? Like,
that's if you claim that you love me, especially if you claim that you want to be with me, why are you still having that attachment? Like, if you really want to be with me, detach. And if you don't want to be with me, then don't be with me, or be with them, or whatever the case is going to be. But it's true. It leaves you with those insecurities in that relationship, because you're like, okay, you're still holding on. Why? Are you looking for that glimmer of hope? Are you wanting to go back or whatever? But yeah, that makes sense. It makes it unfair.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on the flip side. But what if there's like mitigating circumstances where you cannot get a divorce because there's a lot of legal things that bind you together, and at that moment it's not the right time because you're waiting for things to settle down before you can legally get divorced?
I think you definitely, I mean, that's what comes along with a marriage. I mean, you put two lives together, so you got all kind of, you're invested in each other. You have houses, you have cars, you have children, you have this, you have that. So it's a process. But I think that if you really want to consider somebody else in your life, then you have to go through that. You know, if that's the process that you have to go through, then yeah, you definitely have to go through a process. You can't just say, oh, I'm just getting a divorce like that. You have to make sure you take care of all those things. But
No, exactly.
at some point, if you really don't want to be with that person, you need to go ahead and get that divorce.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that you shouldn't string the other person along.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like both of you said, it's definitely not fair to the other individual, because of course they're never going to have you wholeheartedly because you're still attached to this other person.
Mm-hmm.
I just think in certain instances where like things that are legal are, you know, things that bind you legally, and for some reason you cannot get divorced as of yet,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that makes you stringy. I don't even know the words. Like that doesn't mean that you're stringing the other person along, as long as you're honest and tell them, listen, I cannot get a divorce because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But I think it's unfair if you just
don't say anything.
Yes, you just, you know, ignore the fact that you are married and you're still in this relationship and you guys never address the issue and say, you know, I'm not getting a divorce, or I am getting a divorce. You just sweep it under the rug. Then in that instance, yes, I think it's unfair. But if you're transparent and you're honest with that person there, you give them the opportunity to either stay because they're going to wait for you, or you give them the opportunity to say, like, you know what, this is not for me. I can't put my life on hold because you're waiting for X, Y, and Z to occur. I think that, you know, if you're transparent and you're honest from day one and not hold anything back, I think that, you know, it can work.
Yeah, and I also think, I mean, it's just so much that goes into that, because God forbid if something happens and now you've been with this person, like if you just string them along and years and years go by, you dating somebody else, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, God forbid something happens to you. That wife who's been estranged for 10, 20 years, that husband that's been estranged for 10, 20 years, they have the right to have control over everything, say over your life.
Yes.
For me, if I'm not with somebody and I haven't been in love with them for all these years, and I haven't been loving on them for all these years, we haven't been spending any time together, we haven't been intimate with each other physically and or mentally, I don't want them to have control over my life like that. So, you know, when I don't want them to be able to have control. That means they have control, even over your children, they have control over it. Your partners. I don't want that person who I haven't been with for 10 or 20 years to have that control over me. So I want to go ahead and get this divorce. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in that, you know, in those cases like that, it's like, okay, let's get this stuff straightened out so that we can move forward.
Yeah, move our separate ways.
Yeah.
Divorces sometimes take years. And the person could be separated from somebody, you know, for 7, 8, 9 years, right? And it wasn't maybe up until a few years ago they decide to divorce. But sometimes, like you mentioned, there's some legal things there that can take X amount of time, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be with you. It doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means that, you know what, I have to go through this legal things. It takes time. And then I got to come back and you got to agree. If you don't agree, you got to go back and forth. It's a lot of back and forth with that. But I think, like you stated, if you love each other and you plan to do something and you see that things are in motion, right? And you know, then it's up to you to kind of say, okay, I'm gonna hold on a little while longer.
I agree. I agree.
But if you're just hiding and you're not, you know, planning getting divorced and you're comfortable, blah, 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 then that's a different story. Then that means like, okay, why are you still holding on to this person? Like, what's the problem? You're either gonna be with me or you're not gonna be with me.
Yeah. This is just, this is why I just feel like when people say open relationships, and then you know how you have, I think I was discussing with one of you guys, people say they have an open relationship where they have more than one wife, like a sister wife type situation, but you see how that collapsed. Even on that show, those women, jealousy reared its ugly head in that situation, that they agreed that this is the relationship that they wanted to have, and still it reared its ugly head. It's like it just never works, like inviting that into your home.
Yes, the woman, you know what? He's not going to your bed tonight. he's staying with me tonight,
Right.
One falls in love, even though they shouldn't have fallen in love, because they knew that this was their sister's husband and this was just an arrangement. So she wasn't supposed to get these feelings. And, it happens. It happens. So then there's rivalry in the home.
Right.
I was thinking of the movie Indecent Proposal.
Mm.
Do you remember that movie with Woody Harrelson and Demi?
Mm-hmm.
Where she, he let her be with that rich man.
For money. Right.
For money.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this, all this happened. She left him for a while. She was dating the man. And then, she realized, like, this is not for me. But it started out as an agreement between the three of them.
Right. You can't open up that whole, it's like you're opening up that Pandora's box.
Yes.
You cannot invite people. Money shouldn't take precedence over your relationship. Wanting to these fantasies, you know what? Create these fantasies or whatever with your mate. You can make things fun. You can spice things up. Why do you have to step out? Why do you have to step out? If you are in love with this person, you want to be with this person. And that's why that word love for me is thrown around so loosely.
Yes.
If I love somebody, I'm not inviting the girl down the block just because you like a girl with long hair. No, I'm going to go get a wig.
Go get a wig, girl.
And I'm going to be the girl for you. You understand what I'm saying? There's no reason why, if you love somebody, that you ever want to dip out. I don't get it. I don't get it. Once you open that up, it's like a point of no return. You can't not undo what you've just done. And we're people. We're going to get emotional. We're going to get jealous. Oh, why you want to call so-and-so over today? Now you want to be with them? Why?
Exactly.
Up. Create your
and I'm sorry, sweetie. We already emotional women already. We are just, and by nature, emotional. But you have those relationships where they have it set up where, okay, so this person, she takes care, she's well in the household. She's a good caretaker. She knows how to take care of the kids. She helps them with the homework. She, cleans up around the house. Though that's her portion of the relationship. This other person is a breadwinner. She knows how to do this. She knows how to do that. This other person, so everybody, people in certain relations, they have these roles that everybody plays. Yep. And still in that, when I saw that, I see those relationships like that. It's still always something something happens. Even with the man, it's like, he started getting a little side eye too. Like it never works. I haven't seen it. So I can't say generalize it like that, but I have never seen where it works.
I don't think it works.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it works. I mean, this is a TV show. So, of course, things are scripted because it has to be interesting to the viewers.
Right.
Ultimately, I don't think that works.
But that still was, even though it was a TV show, they were still really all married,
No, yeah, I know that it was real.
This really happens. Like people
that happen are scripted for,
of course, yeah,
audience, to bring in the ratings. Ultimately, I don't think that would work in my home. No, I don't think that would not work in my home.
Oh no, for me, no. I mean, I would not look cross-eyed at anybody or look down my nose at anybody that chose to do that in their relationship, but that would never work for me.
Double dipping? Oh, hell no.
Never work for me, because as much as I'm not a jealous person or anything like this, I just cannot even imagine or envision my man in the bedroom with some other woman, taking her out to dinner, doing all these things with another woman. No.
You know what? You say the bedroom, and yeah, that's a big part for me. But all the small little things,
of course, dinners,
things, like those things are so special that you take the time to think about someone, to plan a dinner, to plan a romantic evening, to buy tickets to a Broadway show. Like, those are intimate things that you do for that one person that you love, that you want to make happy. And for you to do that for someone else, then that means you're not focused on me.
No, and you know what's so crazy to me? I wouldn't have the energy to do it, because to remember that my man, his favorite color is blue, and then I got to remember my two other men, their colors is green. Like, I don't have to, I can't remember all of this stuff. Like, I like to pay attention to the person that I'm with. So you like to pick up every little thing that they like. If they say something, you want to clock that in and remember it so that you can do certain things. So I got to remember this for 2, 3, 4 people? Oh, hell no.
I mean, it's a job maintaining your own relationship.
Right.
You love somebody, you still want to keep that spark. You still want to be that girl or that dude that, you know, kind of makes you all tingly inside.
Right.
Do that for multiple people. Like, who has that energy? That is so, like, mentally draining.
It is exhausting.
Right.
It's exhausting. Yeah. I don't even have time for all of my children at one time. Imagine me, all of my children, my job,
3 men,
our podcast, and then I'm dating 3 men.
And then 3 men. Woo!
Can you really see that? Because I'm tired talking about it.
Just know, and y'all know I like to take my naps. Now, come on now. When I'm going to have time for a nap? Like, no. It's too much. It is too, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people shuffle around with so many people in a relationship.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Yes, I love questions.
So, along this line of not necessarily an open relationship where you agree, all right, you could dip, I could dip, we're gonna get back together and double dip, right? So, would you give your man or your husband a pass?
I knew that was your question.
A pass to do what? To go to the movies?
Not a pass, not a like that. Not saying like, okay, here you go, here's your get one ticket, not like that. But if they decide to just dip on you, right, and whatever, are you that girl that would give them another opportunity?
Oh, wait. Okay, no. Can you repeat?
Repeat?
Oh, please, and repeat.
Are you having a moment processing?
Yes, because I thought you were going to say something else at the end, and now I have a different answer for what you was going for.
Okay.
You switched it up at the end.
Right.
Okay. All right, so no. Boom.
No, don't change it. No, go ahead.
First part. Would you give your man a pass to having a one night whatever? Would you allow that? That's my first question. I have another question.
Okay.
So would you?
That's the first question. Okay.
Would you give him a pass?
Would I give my man a pass to knowingly give him a pass? No. I have no more to say. I'm not going to dig deep. No.
Okay. No. That wasn't my original question, but I think because you
right.
thought I was going to ask that.
Right.
Right. The original question was, you're in your relationship, boom, boom, bam, everything is really cute, and you find out that your spouse been having an affair. Would you give him that one, okay, you messed up, we're going to work it through? Would you allow that?
Yes, I would. Because I feel like, especially if it's somebody who I vested time in, relationships are going to have ups and downs. And
excuse me.
Yeah, relationships are going to have ups and downs, and things are going to happen. Am I going to be upset? And my feelings going to be hurt? And we're going to have to work through this and talk about it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but and I would expect the same if I did it. That it would be, we would be able to work through it and talk about it and not just throw the relationship away. Because like we talked about earlier, there's a lot that's invested in relationships. Exactly. There's homes, there's cars, there's kids, there's investments. So am I willing to throw all that stuff away because they got caught cheating once, maybe twice? I would, I don't. I would have to say no. That I would probably seek some type of counsel, or we would have to discuss like why did this happen, and yeah. But no, I would say yeah. I would give him a
Okay.
second chance.
Okay. You want me to go?
Go ahead.
Or you want to go?
Go ahead. You can go.
So for me, I definitely don't judge people who decide to give them an opportunity. Like there's some people who are quick to judge and say, "Oh hell no, one time out." You're not in those shoes, so you cannot make a quick judgment. When you do have all these things invested, and when you have love invested, when you have years invested, do you throw that all away? That's a part of, well, it's not a part of marriage, right? But marriages are ups and downs. Everyone experiences different types of ups and downs. In some relationships, there might be infidelity, and others might be other things, right? So you walk out the minute that you have a storm, or you weather it. Do you sit back and reflect and say, "Damn, why did they decide to dip out? Could have been something that I contributed, or it could just be all that person." So I'm a firm believer in I don't know if I will walk away. Mm-hmm. I think that I would honestly, if I'm in love and I love this person, I think I would give them the opportunity, because we don't know what drove them. You need to get to the core, right, of that problem. And if you really love each other, you can kind of work through anything. So,
and it really and it depends on too, like what it was. Like if it's something that's like demented, or or something that's just like but if it's like infidelity,
that's different.
Infidelity, I don't know, you mess up with our finances and lost money, that because people leave people for money too, you lost investments that we had together, like now we're broke and I'm out on you. Like, I don't think I would walk away. I can't say for sure because I'm not in that situation, but I think that I'm a reasonable enough person that I would be able to consider counseling and not just throwing away the relationship.
So would I.
Yeah. We got eyes on you now, girlie.
Take your time to think. No.
I agree. I definitely am going to quickly say yes. I would give him another opportunity. Like Mimi stated, we have years invested. There is a deep love rooted in our relationship. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I don't agree with is the fact that you say, like, what happened? Maybe I did something to contribute. Mm-hmm. Regardless, if you did something to contribute, they should have come to you and addressed it with you. And even if they addressed it with you and things still didn't work, that doesn't mean that you step out. You just be man enough or woman enough and you say, you know what, this is not working for me. I'm going to move on. Give that person the respect that they deserve, the same way that he would want the respect if the woman were the one that was not feeling the relationship anymore, or she was feeling lonely because he was working too many hours or whatever. So she decided to step out and find someone who will dedicate time to her. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that we should be like, what did I do? And of course, we have to question because we have to work on ourselves and we have to work on these things that may contribute to your husband or your wife being unfaithful. Right. But in the same token, I say that she or he should respect their partner enough to say, look, baby, this is what's going on. And right now, I see that we're going downhill. And even if, like I said, even if things don't change, you just man up or woman up and say, listen, I spoke to you about it. It didn't change. I'm leaving. Mm-hmm. But don't go and be unfaithful. Mm-hmm. Work through it. And if you say that this is the person for you, like he or she is your person, you work till you cannot work anymore at this relationship. You give it your everything. You just don't quit because things are hard. Mm-hmm. Everything in life is hard, especially relationships, because to be honest, we get caught up with the day-to-day. we get caught up with the children, we get caught up with work. You know, we also trying to be social, have a social life with our friends, because we need that balance in the relationship. So sometimes we get caught up and we become neglectful. I totally understand. I've been there. But no, instead of stepping out, I think you need to speak to your partner. And if you said that this is your person, again, I think you need to work till you can't work anymore. Till you say, I did everything and it didn't work. That means, you know, we grew apart.
Right.
But give them the option and respect them enough. You know, that's how I feel about that.
I agree.
I definitely agree with that.
I forgot. I kind of lost my train of thought. What I was.
I'm sorry, honey.
No. You.
She's so silly.
Go ahead. You had something to say?
No, what I was just saying is that I completely agree. I think that it's so. Again, it goes back to our previous conversation about being communication. It's very important that you are in tune with your partner, so that the minute that you see you should be able to pick up on distance, behavior change immediately if you are in tune. But what happens in long-term relationships? Like you said, you grow apart a little bit. Other things take a little bit more of a priority. You take it for granted. And all
I was gonna say that comfortability factor comes in.
That's what happens. And then what happens? The same way sometimes we as women don't feel loved and don't feel beautiful because our men are not telling us. You know what? Guess what? The guy in the relationship can feel the same way.
Yeah.
And the minute that one girl just says, oh, you're cute or whatever, then all of a sudden they start with the, oh, she's finding me attractive, right? So we have to really be in tune with our partner. It doesn't give them a pass to ever dip out. I agree with you. You should be able to come up, listen, you know, this is how you're making me feel. And my mind is now telling me, yo, should I go cheat or should I be with you? Like, be upfront before you take that step, so that then both of you together can decide, is this worth us working it out, or have it met its course?
Yeah. You know what's so crazy? Because the conversation always happens after the error. It never happens before.
That's good.
You know, it's like, okay, we should have been talking about this before, but it always happens after. That's why I'm of the thought that I would give a second chance, because both of us clearly were not talking about what's happening in the relationship.
Or someone was talking, but the other person wasn't
listening. Like, there's a season in a relationship, I think sometimes, where you're just not as close as you were in the beginning, or for some people, I'm not generalizing, but a lot of times in relationships, y'all go through those, down times where you're not. So yeah, that's why I think you just can't just walk away and say, oh, I'm just giving up. I just wash my hands of it.
No, and I think that you made a great point that, you know what, we should be there for each other, that we should give each other that opportunity. And going back to the topic of entanglement, I'm going to repeat something that he said. He told her, he said, remember when I told you in the first year of marriage, like, that he was her ride or die, that he will love her through anything, is exactly what he said. Yes. And here they are, I don't know how many years later, 25. This situation arises and he's still there because he vowed to love her through anything. And I'm a big believer that love conquers all. If there's love and true love between both parties, you can conquer it all. That's why I say that, I'm not giving him a pass, because that's not a pass by any means necessary. Because you know what? You have to answer for that. You have to take accountability for what you did and how you hurt me. And now you have to gain my trust back, because now I don't trust you. Yeah, right. But I'm not going to give up on you, because I love you, and I'm invested, and sometimes a lot of people are just so quick to walk away, and then they don't put themselves in the other person's shoes. What if you would have done that?
That's what I'm saying.
Would you want him to just walk away?
Just leave you.
Because we made a mistake. We're human and we make mistakes. We make huge mistakes. I'm not even saying little ones. We make huge mistakes. Yeah. But do you want people just to walk away from you because you made a mistake? You made a wrong decision?
Yeah.
So we have to think of it in both aspects. If I did it, what would I want from him?
Yeah.
He did it, what would he want from me? You know, and of course, when it was happening, we were not talking. You know, we probably were arguing so much that we didn't even know what he needed. You know,
right. You never said, babe, this is bothering me, or I don't like when you do this, or I really need your attention. I need you to focus in this area. It always happens after the error is made.
Yeah. Or maybe you're just in this negative space for such a long time. Like sometimes it's like it's just like everything is like a downward spiral. Like you said, there's a season for everything. And there's a season of everything he does gets on my nerves.
Right.
You know, he blows his nose and it's like, oh, why do you blow your nose like that?
Right.
Like everything bothers you, you know? And so maybe you're in that rut and you guys don't know how to get out of it. So neither of you are listening to what each other needs at this point. And that's when, you know what she does? She'd be like, oh, you smell so good. And somebody noticed him and gave him a wonderful compliment, something that we are not doing. Exactly. And that's where it begins, you know?
Right.
That's what it begins.
Wow.
And it's important to, just to talk, pray together.
Communication is the key.
It is. It really is. Every relationship, not just with a partner, but with any relationship. That communication, everything.
Yeah, friendship, like your girlfriends. You know, if you do something, we mentioned this before. Like we need to be adults about it, and we need to just say, you know what, Mimi, you hurt me by what you said, or I felt uncomfortable by what you did. You know, and that's how we can fix it. And we can no longer hurt each other that way because we've expressed it, you know?
Right. And because like we always say, and I think in all our conversations, somebody's perception of something is somebody else is not getting that same perception. So I said this to you and I didn't mean it that way at all, but you took it that way. It's like, okay, you should have let me know that you felt that way because I didn't mean to come off that way at all. So communication.
You know what? I'm going to say something about that. I think if we're friends for a long period of time, and Gigi could attest to this, she knows my heart.
Yeah.
Her and I have been friends, and she's my sister. She's not my friend. Right. We've been together, oh my God, since kindergarten. Oh no, daycare.
Yes, we were like 3.
Daycare. We were like 3 or 4 years old.
Wow.
She's my longest friend. That she's not my friend anymore. She is my sister. She's the godmother to my children, you know? Right. And vice versa. So if I did something to her, I know she knows where it's coming from. I know she can detect, the love guru is going through something because I know that's not who she is. You know, she knows me. But the fact that you know me and then you think ill of me or that I would do something so selfish to hurt you, that hurts me. And then
I think that happens when people are trying to get away with stuff too. Like, you know that I know you. You know, I know you don't mean it that way, but you wanna stir up something because you know you did something wrong. So you want to try to say that, oh, you said this or that about you. See what I'm saying? So they wanna, they trying to twist it on that, because if I really know, I know Griselle, like you've known Griselle since you were 4 years old. I haven't known her that long, but I've known her for over 15 years now. Like, if I know she's the sweetest person, so I know if she came off on me, I know if it felt like she came off on me, or if she did. Everybody has their days when they're in the, you know. I would not try. I couldn't be like, oh, Griselle is a bitch, oh, this and that about Griselle, because unless I was trying to, you know, switch it and to make what I did, you know, some kind of, I don't know how, if you girls understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like you're trying to overshadow what you did.
Right.
The finger at Gigi.
Right. Pointing the finger at Gazelle. Yeah. So that's why you gotta communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So this was good, huh?
Yes, it was.
I love these conversations.
Me too. I missed our last week.
I know. That one was so much fun too.
It was so much fun to make. Oh my God, I really enjoyed it. And let me tell you something. I laughed so much in that one.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was an episode that I wasn't really comfortable with. You guys were so comfortable in it. But as the episode went along, you guys made me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And then I kept getting ideas and going back and forth. So
making me change my damn song. We have to bring it some point.
No, we do.
Yeah.
They're gonna enjoy that episode because I have fun making it with you guys. It was good.
Yeah. So we'll be back next Thursday, the 30th.
Yes, we will. July 30th, ladies. We are at the end of the month.
I know.
How quickly did July go by?
It flew by. I just want this year to fly by anyway.
I'm getting sad. I live for the summer, and I'm like, the summer's almost gone.
Oh, that's true. But I'm a fall. I like the fall. It's my favorite season.
Oh, I love the summer. This is my time where I bloom, where I glow. I love it.
You do. You do. So then, are we finished with this conversation right here?
I think I've said everything I could say.
You got something to say? Dope with her?
It seems like she has
something to say. Say what you gotta say. Come on, bro. Say what you gotta say.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. So we'll be back next Thursday, the 30th.
Yes, we will, with another juicy topic.
Yes. From 2 Puerto Ricans and a what?
Black girl.
Yay.
2 Puerto Ricans and a
black girl.
You have to learn how to conduct too.
Right.
Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below.
Yes, good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.